All right. This is where we get into the juicy stuff, the fun stuff. What is the path to knowing our client? So, we already discussed a lot of material, a lot of concepts. Now it's time to start putting it into application, to start putting it all together. So, things we want to be looking at. Some of this I already touched on, but we're going to dive a little bit deeper into some of it here. The less explanatory stuff. Age. How old are they? Right? Again, different age groups are going to have a different level of communication, are going to have a different style of communication. So what age group, right? Again, this is what we're doing right now is we're getting clarity. What sandbox are we playing in? That's what we want to establish right now. What sandbox are we going to be playing in with the product, service, or experience that we want to start working on first? What are their hobbies? Right? Do they like sports? Are they into sports? Do they play? Puzzles? I like puzzles. I know I'm not the only adult that likes puzzles. Self-development? Do they like to read? Like what makes them tick? What are they passionate about? Another thing we want to be looking at, this kind of ties into hobbies. What are their interests? Right? What do they enjoy doing? Where do they enjoy spending their time? What does their family look like? What does their family situation look like? Employment. You're going to talk to an employee a lot different than you're going to talk to somebody who's self-employed. You're going to talk to a CEO a lot different than you're going to talk to a plumber. So you want to figure out, where are they employed? What do they do for work? Maybe part of that is knowing their income. Maybe you're solving a specific income solution, like helping them scale from X amount to X amount a year. Or maybe you're helping people transition away from the employed world into the self-employed world. So what does their income look like? Where are they and where do they want to go? What kind of habits do they have? Certain things like selling insurance or whatever, you're going to want to know what their habits are. You're going to want to know if they're a smoker or a non-smoker. You're going to want to know if there's certain health conditions, right? A lot of that you can't use specifically for targeting when you're using this to design your ads and put that stuff together. But it helps you to know, it helps you to frame the conversation at the end of the day, right? And that's all this stuff does, is it's helping you set up your communication, frame the conversation, know exactly who you're talking to. But all of these different components you'll see later on down the road in further modules and further sections, further weeks. You're going to see that a lot of this stuff can be used in your script writing. It can be used in your communication, your videos. So this stuff is very, very, very critical. Anytime you I don't know what your experience has been if you've approached a marketing agency or anything like that, but one of the first things that they ask you, anybody who's had experience in marketing, one of the first things they ask you is what's your ideal client? Without this picture being painted, it's a mute. Everything else that you do is a mute point. So you really want to drill this down. Nobody is above this because, this, like I said, it's a living, breathing organism. We're always going to have to keep defining and redefining this document. Sometimes we might need 3 or 4. We might have several different segments of people that we're talking to, that we're marketing to, that we have solutions for. And each one of these audiences or these targets or these products, whatever the case may be, is going to need another one of these documents sorted out. You can always refer to the workbook as well. The workbook has all of this bullet pointed out, so it's a lot easier to follow than going through the video, pausing, stuff like that. So it'll save you a little bit of note taking. What brings them joy? What makes them happy? ties a little bit into hobbies and interests, but what provides them pleasure, right? I don't know what I was doing there, what I was trying to write. Sometimes the brain and the pen, they function on different levels. So what brings them pleasure, right? You want to know that because I can give you something to connect with on your sales call. So there you go. How many steps, like what are their time commitments? Are they the do-it-yourself types? Or are they the done-for-you types? What level of customization or personalization do they want? And I'll tell you this right now, I'll get a little bit ahead of myself, but personalization and everything that we do is absolutely huge, absolutely critical. The more personalized our material can be, the more personalized our communications can be, the more effective it's going to be. So you want to start thinking about that. And again, all of this is going to help you put that extra touch of personalization into there, right? The other thing that you're going to want to start figuring out when it comes to your target audience is what sets you apart from the other guy, from your competition. That's a pretty big one to know. What sets you apart? Why you over the other guy? Right? And a lot of that is going to be personal branding, which we're not going to touch on too much in this training series, but it doesn't hurt for you to start thinking about that. What is their current reality? What is their desired reality? Another way to frame that is, what is their worldview? What is their self-view? And where do they need to go from there? Doesn't hurt to start thinking about that now, because in next week's training series, we're going to start putting that together and we're going to start putting words to that. What is their current level of experience? What is their current level of knowledge? Right? It helps to know exactly, like, experience can be life experiences. What are their life experiences? What are their post-secondary education experiences? What are their family experiences? Again, this is going to be tailored to your product, your service, or your experience that you're wanting to deliver, that you're wanting to put out there. So you start putting all this together. There's just so much stuff that you can put in here. Time commitments is a big one. I mean, take what I'm doing, for example. I could do like an hour-long training, which might end up being a bunch of rambling and not an effective use of anyone's time. Or I could break it up into little 15-minute segments, knowing that you guys are likely busy and you guys likely have stuff to do. So 15-minute segments makes it bite-sized, makes it clear, makes it concise, makes it a lot easier for you guys, right? Again, know your audience. Figure that out. If they like to read, or they like to watch movies, like what do they like to read? Who's their favorite artist? What's their favorite movies? What are they into? Are they more of a Twilight person, or are they more of a Departed person? Right? All of this stuff helps to know, because all of this research, all of this document right here, the more that you know them, the easier it is going to be to establish trust, to establish authority, and to paint a picture to make you relatable. It's going to help you set up your messaging, your communication. It's just going to make everything that we do after this so much more simple. And the more simple that it is, the happier you're going to be. Guaranteed. I know myself, and you're probably not that much different from me in that regards. And I think the majority of people out there would feel the same way. So start putting your thought into that. I want you to start, grab your pen, grab your paper, start digging a little bit deeper into this. And in the next video, we're going to lay out the plan, and I'm going to start giving you your assignments to have completed for the next week. So that's all for today. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we will chat soon. Cheers.